Hello students, good morning to everyone. In previous class, we discussed periodic table and we also discussed how elements have been classified in the modern periodic table. We discussed different portions of the modern periodic table and blocks of the modern periodic table like S block elements, P block elements, D block elements and F block elements. So far what we discussed, those are the basics to understand periodicity and periodic properties. To understand periodic properties more clearly, you need to remember group elements and period elements present in the modern periodic table. So we have seen very clearly in previous class what are the groups and what are the periods present in the modern periodic table. Clear? Students, I request you all to remember different groups and periods present in the modern periodic table, which is very useful to understand the properties of the elements. So in this session, we are going to discuss different properties of the elements and periodicity and periodic properties. This concept belongs to synopsis 1. Periodicity and periodic properties belongs to synopsis 1. Now we are going to start synopsis 1, and this synopsis 1 contains periodicity and periodic properties. So in this class, we will discuss different properties of the elements. Clear? Now, in previous class, I already told you periodic table is a table which classifies all 118 elements in systematic manner in the form of groups and periods. Periodic table is the table which classifies all the elements in such a way that elements with same properties are placed in the group. Okay. Elements with same properties are placed in the group, whereas elements with different properties are separated from one another. That means elements placed in a group nothing but what? Vertical column. Elements placed in a group will have similar physical and chemical properties. Try to understand this point. Very, very important that we all know that the elements placed in the group will have same physical and chemical properties. Group elements will have same physical and chemical properties. Whatever elements placed in the group will have same physical and chemical properties, whereas elements placed in the period nothing but what? Horizontal row. Elements placed in the period will have different properties. That means period elements, whatever elements placed in a period will have different physical and chemical properties, and elements placed in a group will have same physical and chemical properties. Clear? For example, I am taking first year group elements. Generally, first year group elements are present extreme left side of the periodic table. If you look at the periodic table, you can find first year group elements extreme left side. Clear? So first year group elements are hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So all these elements from hydrogen to francium which are placed under first year group. So what I told just now, the elements placed in a group will have same physical and chemical properties. Now, all these elements have same physical and chemical properties? Yes. Do these elements have same physical and chemical properties? Yes. Okay, here hydrogen to francium, these elements have same physical and chemical properties. Why? Because these all elements, hydrogen to francium, these all elements belongs to first A, which are placed under first A. Clear? Except hydrogen. Hydrogen is exceptional case. Okay. Except hydrogen, all the elements in first A group have same properties except hydrogen. Hydrogen is exceptional case. Okay. It behaves as the metal as well as non-metal. So it is exceptional case. Don't take hydrogen under consideration. From lithium to francium, all the elements in first A have same properties. For example, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, all are metals except hydrogen. Hydrogen behaves as metal as well as non-metal depending upon the nature of the compound. Clear? Hydrogen is a exceptional case. Clear? So this is the best example to understand that why elements placed in a group have similar physical and chemical properties, whereas elements placed in a period have different physical and chemical properties. Okay, you remember that. You should be noted that. Okay, you should be noted that the elements placed in a group Okay, the elements placed in a group will have same properties. Elements placed in a period will have different properties. Clear? And next, for example, if you take second period, what are the second period elements? Generally, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. These are the second period elements. Period nothing but horizontal row, group nothing but vertical column. So suppose if you take second period element, what are the second period element? Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. So the elements placed in the second period will have different physical and chemical properties. Suppose if you observe second period elements, lithium and beryllium are metals. It is very clear. Lithium and beryllium are metals. Boron is metalloid. Boron is metalloid. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine are non-metals. Neon is noble gas. Here, if you look at the second period, you can see different kind of elements. Lithium, beryllium are metals. Boron is a metalloid. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine are non-metals. Neon is a noble gas. Clear? Okay, understood? Here, if you take second period, they have second period elements, they have different physical and chemical properties. Okay, you will find that lithium, beryllium are metals, boron is metalloid, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine are non-metals, neon is the noble gas. Okay, clear? Understood? So their properties vary from left to right. But whereas in a group, if you take the group, the elements placed in a group will have same physical and chemical properties. This is most important, and it should be noted that group elements have same properties, period elements have different properties. Clear? Now, it was observed that the properties of elements depend upon the outermost shell configuration. This is most important. Make a note in your classwork. It was observed that the physical and chemical properties, whatever properties we are studying, the physical and chemical properties of the elements depend upon outermost shell configuration. Outermost shell configuration is also called as valency shell configuration. Valency shell configuration. Valency shell configuration. Outermost shell configuration is also called as valency shell configuration. First, you should know what is outermost shell. Outermost shell is also called as valency shell. Valency shell nothing but the last shell of the atom. The last shell of the atom is called as outermost shell. It is also called as valency shell. For example, if you take an atom like this, K, L, and this is K shell and this is L shell. So what is the last shell here? L shell is the last shell. So this L shell is called as outermost shell. It is also called as valency shell. Remember that outermost shell nothing but last shell of the atom. So outermost shell is also called as valency shell. Clear? Now, what is outermost shell configuration? What is outermost shell configuration? Okay. Outermost shell configuration means the configuration present in the last shell. Outermost shell means last shell of the atom is called as outermost shell. It is also called as valency shell. Outermost shell configuration means the configuration nothing but here electronic configuration. That we will discuss little later. Electronic configuration. Just you try to understand what is outermost shell configuration. Outermost shell configuration means the configuration present in the last shell is called as outermost shell configuration. It is also called as valency shell configuration. Outermost shell configuration is also called as valency shell configuration. Here what I told, the physical and chemical properties of the elements, depend upon outermost shell configuration or valency shell configuration. It is most important point. It should be noted that. Okay. It is observed that the physical and chemical properties of the elements depend upon the outermost shell configuration or valency shell configuration. Okay, clear? Now, generally, electronic configuration. In previous class, in 9th class, already you studied electronic configuration, and you also learned how to write electronic configuration. Now, once again, I will tell the definition of electronic configuration. Electronic configuration is nothing but distribution of electrons into various subshells. You all know that an element contains electrons. And these electrons are distributed into various subshells. What are the subshells? S, P, D, F. Okay, don't confuse with shells and subshells. Shells are K, L, M, N. Okay, like that. Shell nothing but the circular path around the nucleus where electrons revolve. The circular path is called as shell or orbit. Shells are designated by letters K, L, M, N, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Subshells nothing but three-dimensional space. Subshell is the three-dimensional space around the nucleus where electrons may be anywhere. Shell is the circular path around the nucleus where electrons revolve. Subshell is the three-dimensional space around the nucleus where electrons may be anywhere. Generally, subshells are S, P, D, F. Okay, here we are distributing the electrons. We are arranging, distribution nothing but arranging. We are arranging the electrons into various subshells S, P, D, F. So this arrangement of the electrons into various subshells SPDF is called as electronic configuration. What is electronic configuration? The distribution of electrons into various subshells is called as electronic configuration. Clear? Understood?